Week 12 of the fantasy basketball season, and here's a few guards I look to sell and trade this week. The first guard, Kyrie Irving of the Dallas Mavericks. So Kyrie Irving, so far he seems happy in Dallas after last season getting traded there near the NBA trade deadline. And so far this season, we really haven't seen much with Kyrie or Irving off the court or complaints or stuff like that. But Kyrie Irving, he's always due to wear out his welcome. And on the season, 23.5 points a game, 4.9 rebounds, 5.1 assists, 1.3 steals, 2.8 threes a game, and 47% from the field. But Irving, he just came off missing a bunch of games with an injury from December 11th all the way to December 30th. Then we know Irving, for the most part, he hasn't played a full season pretty much throughout his whole career. So the last few games, he's definitely gone out there since he returned and played well. January 3rd versus Portland, 29 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 4 threes, 52% from the field. January 5th versus Portland, 24 points, 9 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 3 threes, 55% from the field. And January 7th versus Minnesota, 35 points, 8 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 6 threes, 51% from the field. So no doubt about it, Kyrie Irving is one of the better players in the league and most talented guards in the league. But he's just a guy that year in and year out, it's always something off the court or an injury that causes him to not play, or he loses motivation to play for a franchise. But like I said, he's happy with Dallas right now, but I don't see that keeping up. And like I said, very injury prone. So if you could get something good in the deal with Irving after he's coming off some nice ball games since he returned, especially the 35-point game in his last game, this is the time to do it, because this time of the year, Irving, he usually goes down with an injury or something else pops up. So he's a sell high this week. The next guy I look to sell in trades, Grayson Allen of the Phoenix Suns. So Grayson Allen, it's been a nice year for him in his first season with Phoenix. And we know he's a spot-up shooter, 3-point specialist, and he's really playing good into his role on the season. 13.5 points a game, 4.2 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 2.5 threes, 50% from the field. But the last couple weeks, 15 a game, 3.1 rebounds, 3.3 assists, a block a game, 3 threes, and 53% from the field. So Grayson Allen, he's actually been rebounding a little bit better this season. And like I said, he obviously fits the Sun team. When you got guys like Booker, Durant, and Beal, he's going to be open a lot in the corner, and he's going to be a playmaker. Even though this Phoenix Sun team, for the most part, they've been an up and down team this year. So Grayson Allen right now, well, he's playing the best basketball of his career, including coming off a 31-point game a few games ago. He's definitely a sell-high candidate. January 5th versus Miami, 31 points, 9 threes, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, 57% from the field. January 7th versus the Grizzlies, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 4 threes. And January 8th versus the Clippers, 8 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, 33% from the field. So right now, the last couple games already, we're starting to see things fall off for Grayson Allen in terms of scoring the basketball and shooting in a good percentage. So right now, well, he's still got good numbers over the last few weeks. He's a 3-point specialist where he's hit 14 3-pointers in his last 3 games. It's a perfect time to sell him high, because pretty much he's a one-dimensional type of player for fantasy owners. Yes, he's been rebounding the basketball a little bit better, and even 4 blocks in the last 3 games, but I just don't see it keeping up for Grayson Allen. And he's the 5th, 6th option on that roster anyway over there in Phoenix. So he's a sell-high candidate this week. And the third and final guard I look to sell and trade is Terry Rozier of the Charlotte Hornets. I'm not saying go out there and just trade these guys for anything to get them off their roster. But right now, while most of these players are playing at peak value, it's a perfect time to sell them high. And that's exactly the case with Rozier as well on the season. 24.3 points a game, 3.8 rebounds, 7.2 assists, 1.1 steals, 2.8 threes, and 46% from the field. So Rozier, definitely goal percentage from last season to this year is definitely bumped up 5% in the last couple weeks for Scary Terry. 27.7 points a game, 4 boards, 7.3 assists, 3.5 threes, and 46% from the field. So a couple things here with Terry Rozier is that he might be traded at the NBA trade deadline. We know the Hornets, one of the worst teams in the league. They already got LaMelo Ball, and that's another thing as well. LaMelo Ball, he's right around the corner from returning, logging a full practice yesterday. So Ball could be back any day now or any week now here. So Rozier obviously getting bigger minutes, 36 to 40 minutes per game he's been playing. He's putting up monster games, no doubt about it. January 2nd at the Kings, 34 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, 3 threes, 54% from the field. January 5th at the Bulls, 15 points, 4 boards, 7 assists, a steal at 329% from the field. Then January 8th versus the Bulls again, 39 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 7 threes, 55% from the field. So we know Terry Rozier, great scorer, good three-point shooter, and he's a good assister at the basketball as well. But with LaMelo Ball returning, obviously, no pun intended, the ball's going to be out of the hands of Terry Rozier more. And we know LaMelo runs that offense, and he's pretty much triple-double waiting to happen nightly. LaMelo Ball could do. So right now with LaMelo Ball on the verge of returning, and also Rozier most likely getting traded to a contender, where I could see him having a bench role for a team that tries to trade for him at the NBA trade deadline within a month. He's a perfect sell-high candidate. I know he's had some monster games this season, and even in the last week and a half, he's had 42, 34, and 39 in this time. This is peak value for Rozier, like all the things I mentioned, and he's a sell-high player this week. So that's a few guards I look to sell and trade for Week 12 of the fantasy basketball season.